Okay. I am back. We are gonna look at some MLB games. I took a couple weeks off to watch some games, do a little research. Didn't want to just come out and just lose a bunch of bets, so I did a little learning, and we're gonna just kind of get right into the game since it's been so long. My current record though in MLB is 6-7. I'm gonna start tracking like the units that I'm going up and down. So I wasn't doing that for these first games, but we'll just say I'm down about a unit. So we'll start from there and then we'll start tracking the units going forward. So let's go ahead and we're about to get into the MLB slate for Sunday, April 19th. All right, so first game on the slate, we got Kansas City Royals at New York Yankees. In this game, I took the Yankees. I saw this open up at the minus 136, and I just jumped on it right away. I'm not sure if you can get it, but I love the Yankees money line here. I think they sweep them. They are looking hot again. The bats are looking hot again. I think, are going to go on another little run here. So I don't think Kansas City is very good. And I mean, they are putting in one of their best pitchers. So it's like, I understand why it's not like a super heavy money line here. And you can get you could have got the minus 136. So I don't know, like, am I worried about the pitching matchup? Not really. I think it's a pretty even pitching matchup, and I think the Yankees will get some runs off of him, and then get some additional runs off of the bullpen. So we got the Yankees. I mean, last year they were half a run better, and then now just looking at their performance this year, right now, the Yankees are like. I mean, the Yankees are winning by a run on average, and you got the Royals here are losing by over a run on average. I mean, so the Yankees are a couple runs better than this team. So it wasn't a hard choice for me. I mean, it's tough to get the Yankees for this low on the money line. So I think that it's like pretty even starting pitching matchup, and then I think the Yankees bullpen is stronger. I think the Yankees bats are just so much stronger. So rolling Yanks. Next game. Okay, so we got the San Francisco Giants at the Washington Nationals. This game, like, I'm not sure what to think because, like, do I think that the Giants are going to come in and sweep the Nationals in a three-game series in Washington? Not really. I honestly do think the Nationals are going to win, but it's just like. The pitching is so concerning with the Nationals, so I can't really back them. I mean, if you look at these teams, they're sort of even. I mean, you have basically the you have Washington, the 2026 season to date, they are scoring on average two more runs per game, but they are giving up an additional 2 runs per game just with terrible defense and pitching. So it's just like it kind of evens these teams out. And it's like, I guess when you're looking at just like the WAR rankings, I mean, San Francisco Giants look terrible. And I mean, they're not doing great, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see their hitting start to improve and the Nationals hitting start to regress a little in the other direction. So I'm not gonna back the Nationals here, even though I think they're gonna win. So instead I actually took the over. So in this game I just took the over 8. I think I paid minus 115 for it. Eh, I I think I like the over in this the best. Just I can't get to the Nationals. It's just like a team with terrible pitching and great hitting. It's just like just go over. I think the Giants can get some runs too, so I'm rolling over. I'm not picking a side on this one. It's just too crazy. Just how are you that bad at pitching? And it's like this Miles Mikolas guy. His ERA this season so far is 11.5. That's pretty ridiculous. And it's like last year he was like 4.8, so not good, but not the worst thing in the world. I mean, but like 11.5? I don't know. Yeah, I can't trust it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go over. Okay. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Rays at the Pittsburgh Pirates. In in this game, I like the Pirates. I think that Pirates are good. I think they're still underrated, even though they've been getting a lot of respect in the marketplace lately, the past few days. So I do like to grab them. I think you can even get a minus 115. So I like them at minus even 115 to 120. So I think that they like, I don't understand why everybody is so high on this Shane McClanahan dude. I mean, just doesn't have hasn't really proven much. So, I mean, I don't really think that he's going to be that good. He didn't come in and do anything shocking. Mitch Keller looks amazing this year. So, I'm going to back the Pirates. The Pirates pitching has been amazing. I mean, I think both of their bullpens are a little taxed, but I wouldn't necessarily give one team or the other a big bullpen advantage here, and I like the starting. I think there's a starting pitching advantage for Pittsburgh for sure, and I think there's a batting advantage too. Um, if you look at their current season work, I mean, Pittsburgh is batting slightly better versus similar teams. Like they're versing a similar strength of schedule in 2026, so and Pittsburgh is doing a little bit better here. They're playing like a point better, and like it is mostly based on their pitching. That's been really good. I mean, their bats have improved tremendously year over year, but they are, holding teams to under 4 points, and they're scoring five. They look good. They look good. I like Pittsburgh. I think they're a playoff team, and I think the Rays that honestly start to kind of fade into just being average at this point in the season. We'll see, but I'm definitely backing the Pirates here to whoop on them. So I'm gonna take the Pirates. They took an L in this series too, so let's roll with them. They just took an L today, so in a long OT battle, which was pretty rough on both of them, but I think Pirates bounce back from the loss and destroy them. Okay. Next game, we got the Milwaukee Brewers at the Miami Marlins. I kind of like this Miami team at the beginning of the season. I mean, they just kind of got hot hitting early and just were one of those teams who just got hot hitting kind of early and just looked good. But I mean, as the season has progressed, it definitely cooled down. And now it's like, okay, their pitching isn't amazing. They're just like kind of becoming just like a mid team. So I mean, I'll be surprised if they're like a 500 team. They might even be below 500. So I think Milwaukee just comes in and smacks them. Milwaukee is kind of like to me. I felt like I've been underrating them this season just because they made just some weird moves in the off season. It didn't really seem like they improved their roster much. So it just seemed like they made some weird moves, but like maybe they're on to something because their pitching looks good, their batting looks good. I mean, they're, scoring over 5 runs a game. They're holding teams to four, so they're not versing the toughest teams, but I mean, neither is Miami. So it's like their strength of schedule has been pretty similar this year between these two teams, and Milwaukee's just playing a run better. So I like the starting pitching matchup a lot, and like to me, it's like okay, that's the one area maybe you could be like, okay, Milwaukee's kind of sketch. I mean, I guess their bullpen is kind of sketch. That is worrisome. So hopefully they go up early in this game. But I just don't don't really think Miami has is like even nearly as good as them at this point. Like for a second, I did really believe in them, but it's just over with. I think the Brewers just come and beat up on them here, and push into the first place of their division. I mean, they're like having like a tight race, I think, for first. So, I mean, both of these teams could use a win. But we're rolling Brewers minus 120. I like it. I'm just trying to like basically just look at who's just look at the strength of schedule of who people are playing and how they're doing in the 20 game sample that we have for this year. And I think that'll honestly lead us to some correct bets because it's getting pretty deep into the season now. I feel like we kind of have a good idea of what these teams are all capable of. But we're gonna go ahead and roll Brewers. Next game, Baltimore Orioles at Cleveland Guardians. Okay, so for this one, I don't think I'm gonna take a bet, but I honestly like the Orioles. I think Trevor Rogers is so good. I mean, if you can go a whole season, 100 plus innings pitched, and you're ending the season with an ERA below 2, xWOB below .3, pretty dang good. I mean, that's just really good. I don't know. You can't really ask for much more than that out of your pitcher. So, yeah, Joey Cantillo might have a little bit of an edge in the current season, but I don't know. I think Trevor Rogers is going to pitch better, and his ex-Woba is better too, despite having a slightly higher ERA. So I like the starting pitching matchup a lot for the Orioles. And then from a bullpen's perspective, like, yeah, Baltimore's bullpen has performed better, not by like, it's not like anything crazy. I wouldn't necessarily give the bullpen edge to either team. And then now, when we look at the bats, it's just like, it's hard to say. They're similar offensively. These two teams are really similar. I mean, just looking at their performance on the season, they're both basically letting up around 4 and getting around 4. So, I don't know. I think this matchup is pretty even, so I'm not going to take a side on this one. If I had to, I would take probably the Orioles in this one just because I like the starting pitching matchup a lot, and I think this Joey Cantillo guy is going to falter, but I don't have a real strong reason to believe that. And then it's like you look at Cleveland and it's like they've played the tougher schedule. So, right, like they're performing similar, putting up similar numbers with a harder schedule. So, for that reason, I mean, I do think Cleveland's a little bit better overall, and maybe the Orioles are frauds. So, I'm not going to touch this one. I'm just going to see how it plays out and like use that to form my opinion on these two teams because I'm kind of on the fence whether I think either of them are that good. But yeah, pretty even teams. I'm not going to touch this. Next game is Cincinnati Reds at the Minnesota Twins. And this is another one I struggle with because the Twins have looked quite good this year, but now it's like they've kind of been falling off, and it's like, right, like this is a team that wasn't very good last year. The Reds were at least, or well, not at least, but the Reds were around a run better than them last year. And now we're looking this year, and it's like all of a sudden the Twins, they're hitting and they're scoring 5 runs a game. They're pitching pretty good. I mean, they're letting up like 4.5 runs a game. So I don't know. I mean, really, Minnesota is just like half a run better, but they're playing better this year. They're playing better this year. They are versing like worse offenses. So it's like, yeah, I think like their pitching war ranking in the top right over here of 7 is a little bit, overdone. I don't think their pitching is that good. I think they've been versing some weak offenses, but pretty even starting pitcher lineup. I think the bats should go to the Twins, and I think it's just unlikely that the Cincinnati Reds are going to continue their streak here. I mean, they're 13 and 12. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Let me double check. Because they have not played that many games. But if they're 13, they've not won 13 games. So let me see. So Cincinnati Reds. Oh, they're 13 and 8, which is really actually really good. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to keep this up. I think they're going to lose. I'm taking Minnesota. Like, I'm sorry. Cincinnati is not going to come in here and just sweep Minnesota right now. I do worry about Minnesota's strength, like the teams that they've versed. They haven't really I mean, they won series versus Toronto versus Detroit. They swept a 4-game series versus Detroit. But then they started the season. They lost a series to Baltimore, lost a series to Kansas City, and lost a series to Tampa Bay. All high scoring games for the most part. And then they swept Detroit, won a series to Boston, won a series to Toronto. Yeah, yeah, I like this spot a lot for the Twins. I mean, like I said, they're just like slightly better, even though they're versing these weaker offenses. They're still like, I would still put them like half a run better. Pretty, I mean, a pretty good pitching matchup. It's pretty even. So I think it's like pitching is pretty even overall this game. So I think it's just a matter of the bats where I just trust the Twins to get hot at home here in Cincinnati. I mean, they haven't Cincinnati's bats have not been good. I don't know how. I genuinely don't know how they've been winning this much. It's actually kind of crazy. Who have they played? I mean, they've played some high teams too. I mean, they just won 4 of their last 5, and they went on a run. They swept Texas. These games are like 3-point games, 2-point games, 2-0, 2-1, 2-0. I don't believe this chump team. Yeah, I'm going with the Twins. All right, next game is the Cardinals at Houston. So we got the St. Louis Cardinals at Houston Astros. Houston Astros are minus 149. Yeah, I'm not touching this one because, like, I don't know how likely it is that the Cardinals sweep Houston in Houston because I think these teams are actually somewhat similar despite the Cardinals having such a better record and the Astros looking like they have a terrible record. It's just like, how can I back? Like, both of these teams' pitching is horrible, but like Matthew Liberatore, I trust way more than Mike anybody on the Astros at this point. I mean, I trust I trust Matthew Liberatore way more than Mike Burrows. And I mean, both of these teams' bullpens are horrendous. So it's like, whose bats are going to be better? I mean, yeah, I guess Houston is supposedly second WAR ranking for batting, but that's so I just don't believe that. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch this game because I honestly just like the Cardinals. I think that the Cardinals are a little better. I mean, look, I mean the we have Houston who is average runs per game of 5.3, average runs allowed of 6. So the net difference there is minus point 0.7. And then if you're looking at these guys, I mean that the difference is minus point 0.5. So it's like St. Louis is actually losing by less on with a harder schedule. So it's like I see St. Louis as like just the slightly better team. So I can't I can't back Houston at minus 149. That's just absolutely insane. Like if this was a pickup, yeah, I would consider backing Houston because I just don't think it's that likely for them to get swept up here versus a team that's similar to them. But not gonna touch this one. All right, last game we got the Chicago White Sox at the Athletics. So for this one, I like the Athletics. It's a high number though. I think they destroy the White Sox after getting embarrassed a couple games ago and then having to go into OT today and fight a tough game and win. I think that White Sox had to run through a decent amount of pitchers where the Athletics kind of had that one guy who went off. Wish I could remember his name, but he did a great job for them, closed it out and got to help get the win. I think that I don't think the Athletics are like a ton better than the White Sox, really. So I wouldn't have predicted them to sweep the White Sox. So it makes me feel more comfortable that the White Sox came out and got that first win because the White Sox explode offensively every few games. So it's like it makes me feel comfortable that they just got that out the way a couple games ago. So what I'm gonna do here is just kind of dumb. I'm gonna go with an athletics minus one just because I think it could be a close game, and I think I don't want to lay minus 1.5, and I also don't want to take the athletics at minus 156 against anybody. So I'm gonna grab a minus one. If it pushes, it pushes, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab that so I could get the better odds. So just a quick recap of what I'm doing here. So first quick thing I'm grabbing is New York Yankees minus 136. And then the next thing I'm on is the Giants versus Nationals over 8 runs. Then I'm on the Pittsburgh Pirates minus 120. The Milwaukee Brewers minus 120. This game I skipped. I'm on the Minnesota Twins minus 126. And I am on the Athletics minus one. Let me just confirm. What are the odds on that? Or, I mean, right, what are the odds on that? Oh, man. All right, so the Athletics is minus 114. So there you have it. That is what we're going with. Hopefully, we can get back in the groove here and keep it moving. Well, that'll do it. Thank you.